So we're going to take a look at rounding on the number line when we're talking about decimal values. So I have my number line here set up, and I'm rounding between 5 and 4 tenths and 5 and 5 tenths. So what that tells me in terms of what am I rounding nearest to, that I must be rounding to the nearest tenth. 5 tenths, 4 tenths. That's what I'm rounding to. So what I want to be able to do next is to think about, okay, well, what's right down the middle? Because I know that anything that's going to be above it will round to 5 and 5 tenths. And anything that's below it will round to 5 and 4 tenths. So the first thing I need to do is I need to find the middle of it. So what I do is, when I want to be able to do this, is I need to think about what's exactly in the middle of these two, 5 and 4 tenths and 5 and 5 tenths. Well, I know it can't be 5 and 4 tenths and a half because that doesn't make sense. That can't be correct. So what do I need to do? Well, to help myself, I add on the 0 hundredths. Now I have 40 hundredths and 50 hundredths. I know what's in between that, 5 and 45 hundredths. That's going to now help me be able to figure out where my values go. By placing them on the number line, I'll know what they round to. First number I want to work on is 5 and 4,897 ten thousandths, or 5.897. 5.4897. So I'm looking at my number line. Want to decide, is it a green number or is it a blue number? Keeping in mind, my blue numbers are going to round here. My green numbers will round here. Now, the blue, notice, goes past 5.5 because it actually is going to go all the way up to 5.54. 9,99999. Anything getting really close up there will round down to 5.5. And on my green end, it'll actually go all the way down to 5.35, and then everything would round up to 5.40. So our first number here, 5.4897, I compare it. My five wholes, 4 tenths, 5 hundredths, 8 hundredths. Oh, 8 hundredths is greater. It must fall between these two, so where's it going to round? It's going to round here. Let's check that. Let's make sure that that is correct. Using our rules, remember what we do if we're rounding to the nearest tenth. We want to build a wall right here. Then what I'm going to do is underline my 4, circle my 8. 8 tells 4 to do what? Round up to 5, 5.5. These all turn to zeros, but since they come after the line, after the wall, they are insignificant digits. What are they going to do? They are going to roll away and roll down the hill. There they go. So I'm left with 5.5. Okay, how about 5.43? 5 and 43 hundredths. Well, if I look here, that's clearly in between. It's in the green. 5 and 40 hundredths, 5 and 45 hundredths. In fact, if I were to even break this up, here's 41, 42, 43, 44. I even know exactly where 5 and 43 hundredths is going to fit. It will fit right there. But if I'm rounding it to the nearest tenth, it's also going to round to 5 and 43 hundredths. I'm sorry, 5 and 4 tenths. Because, build my wall, then underline my 4, circle my 3. What does 3 say, or tell 4 to do? Tells 4 to stay the same, 5.4. That 0 rolls away. I'm left with 5.4. My next number, 5 and 397 thousandths. Oh, look, there's only 3 tenths there. This one had 4 tenths. So where's it going? Oh, it's down here. It's actually a little bit less than 5 and 4 tenths, but it's going to round to 5 and 4 tenths because it would clearly fit underneath in here. Let's double check. Build my wall at the tens place. Underline my 3. What does 9 tell 3 to do? I was going to round up to 5.4. Once it rounds up to 5.4, these turn into zeros, but there's that hill again. They're rolling away. They're rolling down the hill. And there they go. So becomes 5 4/10 when we're rounding. And finally, 5 and 5,001 10,000ths. There's that 5 in the tenths place. So I'm going to look up here. This is going to fall right here in that blue area for sure. Just a tiny bit more than 5 and 5/10. That's where it's going to go. If I bring that wall over, see the 0 tells the 5 to stay the same. It will round to